So I'm feeling pretty awful right now. Some sickness is kicking my ass. Yet still, this experience that I just had made me have to make a video. If what you're seeing here is interesting at all, and I really think it should be to you if you love VR, it has a ton of advantages for content. It's where a lot of utilities for VR may be going. And overall, like these things like pass-through videos and photogrammetry, they're mind-boggling to me and what make VR so special. So I was just casually surfing through Reddit and saw something that I just had to experience. Now, what we're about to talk about is not new. I want to be upfront about that. Many people have done this, and many people have done it in other ways that probably for what you're about to see might be higher quality. But I have recently experienced something else that I can't talk about yet. A future video, it's under NDA. And then experienced this, and it just kind of blows my mind how this one, even at a quality that some might say is not where other things are, and we'll get into why, it hit me so much harder. Things felt so much more real, and it was another VR like aha moment, like right putting on the vibe for the first time, like when I was in 2016, 2017, like just blew me away. But we need to talk about what photogrammetry is first, that way you kind of understand the context of this video. So photogrammetry in a nutshell is when you create a realistic 3D scene by taking a series of photographs and combining them using certain software. And when I say a series of photographs, I mean a shit metric ton, okay? The software takes measurements from conventional digital photographs to find the exact position of surface points, and this technology enables the production of very precise and good-looking 3D models of real subjects. And you can even do this with what the person that we're showing you soon, user FR on Reddit. I couldn't find any other socials for him, and he did something that you're seeing here with just an iPhone and a Kinect, like an Xbox Kinect. Like, that's just insane to me. So I see this little video on Reddit and go, hey, I need to try this out. And for those who want to try it, link will be in the video description for where to go, but you simply open up your Oculus browser on your Quest 1 or 2. I believe they should work on both, but I did Quest 2. Type in the link in the browser, and that's it. Enter VR mode, and you're good to go, right? So first, before I kind of want to show you the locations I visited, I want to talk about one thing that I immediately think photogrammetry is just so much better for. Some people have probably heard me talk about NextVR. NEXT VR. NextVR was an amazing piece of software that allowed you to watch live NBA games, TV shows. I mean, they had a host of content, comedy shows, wrestling events. I really enjoyed it. It was unfortunately, well, or fortunately, depending on what happens to it, purchased by Apple and taken down. I'm hoping that Apple bought it and took it down to further better the services and quality that it provided. So when their headset comes out, they have some amazing content. I think it's highly likely, and that's what I hope for. But there's a problem with 360 VR videos or videos like that. And I call it the Attack on Titan syndrome, because when you're in those, you feel like a titan many times. You'll feel like this giant titan among ants and just ready to eat these fellow humans that are on the NBA court. And sometimes it's the opposite version, where you feel like humans looking up to giants. It's basically this perspective that's just, it's off, right? And with this app, the first place that I went and checked out his photogrammetry that he's doing was a street. And it immediately hit me. Like, I didn't know what to expect, but I log on and see this. Yes, it's choppy. Yes, it's a little off, but that's because, you know, the more pictures, the more time he takes, this will get better and better. But, and also for some reason, just TLDR here, guys, every time I'm Quest recording lately, it's getting real bad, so that's why it's a little choppy. But the perspective was here, and I felt very at ease, right? So I feel like a person inside this busy, bustling street, looking around when one of the people that was walking past looked at me, even though I know they're just looking at the person making this content. Like, it hit me. I thought they were looking at me almost there. And it's this perspective shift and this realism that I don't always feel in VR, because even when you watch 360 videos, the perspectives are always off and you know it's a VR video. But with photogrammetry and volumetric video, what's going on here, I felt part of it. You know, whether it was the first scene or the second scene going into a chapel or a church, it's beautiful. The scale was mesmerizing, and the scale wasn't mesmerizing because it was off, meaning things were bigger than they should be. It was mesmerizing because it truly one-to-one showed me just how giant this cathedral was, and how I'm just a frail peasant of a human being inside this giant, enormous, elaborate structure, and it was beautiful. Going into his room, I'm going to assume the creator's room, learning some fun, interesting facts, or him giving me a quick TLDR of what he's doing and how he wants to improve it. You can see the details in his room like you're there. Now, yes, they're skewed because, you know, he's only doing this taking about 400 photos and using a Connect. It will only get better the more photos and the better recording software, but that takes a lot of time and processing power. But every single thing about it made me forget that I was watching a VR video. It made me feel much more alive, and that's really it for this video. Some people really enjoyed the pass-through video I made recently, where you could get pass-through videos, you know, walk around your house and look at high-quality pass-through videos. Gaming is cool. Gaming is awesome. I love VR gaming, guys. But I'm getting more and more excited and blown away to talk about these utilities that make VR experiences better and better. We're in the early days. None of these are going to change the world right now, but they might in the future. That's exciting. And that's it for today's video. See you in the next one, Space Cowboys. Peace.